Whenever you're
Oh,
ready.
oh, right. All right. So my name is Damian Polak. I am the CEO and the co-founder of Nice Find Wholesale. We started up our operations back in 2020 during COVID. So started out with a retail operation and transitioned over to wholesaling around a year and a half to 2 years ago.
Awesome. And what inspired you to start Nice Find Wholesale, and what's the vision for the future for you guys?
Truth be told, it was a lot of personal reasons. There were a lot of personal things happening. I just wasn't very happy in the current career that I was in. I was studying to be a CPA and working at a public accounting firm, and it was just not going very well. Not only was I a miserable accountant, aka like just very, very bad at my job, but I was also just not happy doing it. Not in from the accounting standpoint mindset, I guess. I need to be doing stuff. I like tangible things. I like to be doing things physically. And sitting behind a desk just does not work out. So no matter what kind of career you would put me in that involves me sitting behind a desk would probably not work out for me. But yeah, so that was on a personal level. And then me and my founder, David, we pretty much kind of saw the light where the economy was going with COVID, with the pandemic, with the stimulus checks, with the discount store model kind of popping up. Like we saw that it was going to be an opportunity here in the future because people like deals. And when the economy starts tanking or starts going in the downward slope is when discount stores and discount retailers tend to do very well. And we stumbled across this idea of a bin store. So the bin store model is pretty popular now. When we started, we were the first ones in Chicagoland, maybe the second or third store. So don't want to raise any wars over this, but we were one of the first ones in the Illinois area in the Midwest kind of doing it. There was a lot of bin stores popping up in the South already and on the East Coast, but nobody really in the Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa area was doing it. And when we saw that, we jumped right on. We saw that it was a very lucrative opportunity and it was a fun opportunity because it's a win-win for everyone. And yeah,
Absolutely.
that's how it started.
Yeah, and one thing that's really interesting about your story is you guys are very wide. So you're not just carrying Target, you're not just carrying Amazon, Overstocks, and everything like that. You're carrying everything. So kind of talk through some of your retail partners that you have from a supplier end, and then that type of customer that you guys have coming into shop or not shop, excuse me, for wholesale purchases of pallets and bulk.
Yeah, definitely. So we, like you said, we deal with an array of categories. I mean, it goes for anywhere from pet food to human food to high piece counts is what we call it, just general merchandise to exercise equipment to literally anything and everything. And we also shift with seasons because retailers do too. So we pretty much just focus on whatever is a good deal. Our customer base is a discount store. It is the store that is going to be providing deals to their community. So as long as we do our job, aka sourcing well and sourcing at the cheapest price point possible, we can pass those savings on to the retailer and they can pass it on to the end customer. But from a sourcing standpoint, we work with a lot of brands directly. So a lot of Amazon sellers, a lot of private label brands that like to liquidate their overstock products. We work with a lot of like third-party logistics centers where they have access inventory, distribution centers that might have, customers that have unpaid bills and now they're just sitting on a bunch of inventory that they need moved. And we work with a lot of retailers directly as well, sub-directly and directly depending on the size of the operation. But Target, Amazon, Sam's Club, Costco, those are, I would say, are pretty much bread and butter there.
Perfect. And yeah, you've expanded since 2020 from the bin store model to mostly, or if not all, as in wholesale. So kind of talk about that transition and what prompted that with, let's say, the industry changes and demographics and the customer buying patterns and such.
Yeah, definitely. So we did start with a retail store. We opened up a bin store inside of an old Walgreens. So it was around 15,000 square foot bin store. And it was a massive operation. We were, pumping through truckloads of merchandise every single week. And we quickly realized the sheer volume that is needed to sustain these type of operations. And without anybody in the area being a supplier readily available to kind of ship you things within a day's notice, we saw that as an opportunity as well. And as we were exploring that whole wholesale and supply side of things, a lot more stores opened. I mean, tons and tons of competitors opened. And instead of seeing it as a like a doomsday, we saw it as an opportunity. We said, you know what? Why become enemies and competitors? Why, when we can kind of supply them? And that's exactly what happened. We were doing more, pallet sales and like wholesale truckloads out the back of the store than we were doing in revenue in the front end of the store. So after 2 years, our lease ended, and we kind of knew that we're going to shut down the retail operations. Also, truth be told, I'm not a very good retailer. I mean, you gotta have the certain skill sets, and I just don't think I possess them. I am way, way better and efficient at the B2B type of level of transactions than I am at the B2C, I guess.
I can completely understand and commiserate with you on that for sure. It's two different types of people: the bulk and wholesale seller and customer, and the end retailer. Are you all currently always looking to kind of source new suppliers as far as that goes, or are you guys good with what you have right now as far as suppliers go?
Well, always looking for supply, always looking for new products. And yeah, this is a business of sourcing. That's kind of where I like to position us. We try to position ourselves as the expert sourcers, the procurement buyers, the people that you want to turn to when you need stuff, right? Because we do have a lot of industry insights, we do have a lot of industry connections in different categories. And just because we might not be carrying it now, that doesn't mean I can't reach out to somebody on your behalf and get it for you, right? But yeah, we are definitely always looking for sources. We're always trying to grow certain categories. Right now, the bin store category is, I would say, pretty topped off right now. We're getting a lot of we're getting a lot of supply on that end just because that's been our sole focus. But recently, I've been focusing a lot more on closeouts and those just one deep skew type of deals where we can help anybody that has product recover cash and space, and that's always a problem for anyone involved, right? Either you have a lot of cash tied up in sitting inventory that you might not be able to sell at the price point you wanted to sell. But then it also comes down to space and labor that's going to be wasted by shifting it from one shelf to another, from one end of the warehouse to another, from one container to another. There comes a point in time where it's just best to call it quits, for lack of a better term, and call liquidators like us to come in, scoop up the whole product, pay you up front for it, let you clear your books, take the loss, and clear out the space, labor, and time, I guess, involved in it.
Yeah, so you guys work even outside of those large major corporations and the Amazons and things like that. You work directly and are actively looking at different manufacturers and producers, and the world's kind of your oyster when it comes to that. Whether it's a retailer that has overstock, which is enough for you that it makes sense for you to go pick it up and take care of it, or it's somebody that's going out of business, unfortunately, and there's an opportunity for them, not necessarily as far as something where they won't be able to, it won't save their business at that point, but it will be able to alleviate the stress and the pain when in that process that's going on there. So in addition to that, those manufacturers, whether that, they're still in business, they might have a product that they made too much of and the market didn't bite on it. And you are able to come in and save that from a loss in the dumpster as opposed to that. So that's really the way that I think, it needs to be viewed as you're actually kind of one of those situations where it's not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, so yeah, precisely. I mean, it's just sometimes it's definitely a mental block for that, for that manufacturer, for that retailer, or for whoever owns that product to kind of take that hit per se, because it's not easy. Like, you've invested a lot of time, you've invested a lot of money, you've invested a lot of time and effort into launching this product or buying it, and you have this idea of what it's going to do, what's going to happen, and sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. And I'm from a standpoint, especially in liquidation, where it's just best to cut your losses and just move on, just to free up that mental space even, and to just get some more clarity, take a step back, and just kind of redeploy that time, effort, and money into something else that actually works. Especially that a lot of these things do have an expiration date. A lot of people think that expiration dates just revolve around food or drinks or whatever, pet food, which is true. But a lot of these items that are being launched on, Shopify and Amazon and these websites, these e-commerce brands, they're trends, and trends come and go. So when, massage guns are hot, it's best to move those massage guns when they're hot, when discount stores still can sell them, when you can still get, that 1/3, 1/4, or 1/10 of the price for them. Because you wait too long, you wait another 6 months, and the massage guns now become obsolete, and everyone and their mom has massage guns to sell. And now something that I would have been able to pay you maybe $15 for, I'm only offering $2. So that's kind of the thing with these products. Like, yes, they're tangible and physical products, but they do have expiration dates, being either food or not.
It's one of those jokes I used to tell when I was in a wholesaler was when we had our Guinness point of sale for St. Patrick's Day. I would tell all the sales reps, I'd say, get all these beads, all these posters, all these flags out of the building. I said, because come March 18th, they're going to be lit on fire. So,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that there is a time sensitivity to everything. And while people do love discounts, those buyers do still adhere to the seasonal calendars. So, I mean, while it is still a great deal, sometimes you can have trouble selling Halloween stuff in December. So.
Exactly. And actually, I'm buying up Halloween stuff right now. So that's my business, right? That is what we do. I try to look for trends. I try to look for retail patterns and buy up the overstock and the excess inventory from people that are not in that business. And I think the biggest thing to take away here is that everybody has that one thing that they're really good at, and just stick to it. And your time and effort and money is way better spent there than it is to try to figure out everybody else's business and how to kind of maximize, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, it does, and that's one of the things about your business model and your structure is it's not bashing the competition. It's not anything like that. You're actually lifting up the industry, and I think that if anybody were to search you up individually online, they would see a lot of content online where you're bringing in connections and you're connecting other people to other opportunities. And I think that that sets apart a lot of other people in the business. And I think that there's a lot of traditional mentalities in this business as well as all businesses, to be honest with you. And one of the things is the more you can break through the chains of that and kind of hit that glass ceiling, so to speak, and run through it, I think that's where you're going to run faster. What for your business right now, what do you guys consider, what do you and your partner consider as a success, like on a daily basis, like going home and feeling good about it? What has been accomplished in that?
I think just the whole general idea of a win-win, like, I mean, win-win-win. I call it a triple win, because the person that we buy it from, that take the excess inventory, take the problem off their hands, we're a solution provider. We help them win on that aspect. All right, we cleared your space, we recovered some cash for you, we got the headache off your plate. Then when we bring it in, another win happens, because now we can turn a profit on this, right? We are going to we're marking this up. We're a business. We are going to mark this up. We are going to make a profit on this. And, that's a win for us. And then the person that we pass this on to is going to put it in their store, and they're going to sell it off at a, discounted rate, where maybe those customers, maybe they weren't able or be in the position to purchase that product for full price to begin with, right? And we see this a lot nowadays with with the toys, with all the gadgets that are coming in from retailers like Amazon, Target. There's a lot of happy families. There's a lot of happy kids too that get these cool gimmicky toys that retail for a lot of money, but now the parents can kind of buy them off for a fraction of the price, and then everybody wins. And the final win is it doesn't end up in a landfill. And that kicks in the idea of a circular economy, right? Because the consumerism in America is just completely bananas. It's insane. And this product just keeps on being produced. It keeps on being bought. And where does it go? It has to go somewhere. Every single product has an end in its life cycle. And if we can extend that life cycle for as long as possible, just adding another 1 or 2 tiers before it hits that landfill, adding another 3, 4, 5, 10 years to it, everybody benefits and everybody wins. And I think that just also comes back to the abundance mindset. There's more than enough for everyone. There's more than enough money to be made. Those people that the customers that shop at discount stores are not the same people that shop at the full-on retail stores. The people that shop at outlets are not the same people that are going to shop at the actual full price stores. So I think the old school mentality is that, closed doors, let's not share, but there is more than enough for everyone.
That's a great point, and that's a good philosophy to have, and it's one that builds communities and builds businesses, and that's what's sustainable. So just like you need every retailer to still be in business to sell stuff to, you need your community to be strong, and that's something that's great. And it's a great point as well with the landfill and the sustainable cycle that goes on with the overstock market that exists. One last thing for you. Kind of let's talk about how somebody were to find you. So tell me about your website, your social media handles, and that way they can get out there and find you. Whether they for our market and our listeners, there are a lot of food and beverage, so they might be breweries, wineries, distilleries, where you can't really help them. But with the permitting, I wish you could. But all these other food manufacturers and tea companies and non-alcoholics, those you can help. So let them kind of tell them where they can find you, how they get in touch with you, all the different platforms you're in.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're in the food business. I'm loving it. I like the idea of essentials. I like the idea of replenishables. And that's kind of where, to me, clothing and food and beverage kicks in. There's a lot of business opportunities there. There's a lot of discount stores. There's a lot of different markets that some people might not even thought of. Like, I'm going to spill some secrets. The Amish are great buyers for this stuff. We have plenty of customers that are in the Amish counties in America that are buying up these products in the food and beverage industries, right? The soda, the cereal, the dry goods stuff that has best by dates 2-3 years out, with damaged boxes or things of that nature that they are still a buyer for, and I can connect the product to that person with very well, and everybody wins and doesn't have to end up in a landfill. But everybody could find us at nicefindwholesale.com. That's our business website. We have a YouTube channel that we're quite proud of, and LinkedIn. If you want to connect with me, please give me a shout out on LinkedIn. Now I am pretty obsessed and addicted at this point. So LinkedIn is big for me at Damian Polak. So.
Excellent. Damian, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Are you looking for a way to grow your business, reach new customers, and increase your sales? If so, you need the FreeMind Group, founded in 2008 and a provider of creative and strategic solutions for the food and beverage industry. Whether you need branding, marketing, product development, or innovation, the FreeMind Group can help you achieve your goals and unleash your potential. Visit our website at thefreemindgroup.com and get a free consultation today. Thank you for listening. See you next time.